Hello student, I am R.K.Patil from Department of Geography, Vasantrao Naik, Art Science and Commerce College, Shahada. Dear student, this year we have to study the subject Geography. There are three papers to be studied in this subject. The paper first is Physical Geography, which contains the parts of lithosphere. And now we are going to discuss about the paper second geography, that is Gg.102 physical geography paper second. It studies the atmosphere. In this second paper of geography, we have to study 4 units for the semester first. The first unit is Introduction to Atmosphere. Second unit is Insolation and Temperature. Third unit is Atmospheric Pressure and Winds. And fourth unit is Humidity and Applications of Climatology. In first unit, we have to study Introduction to Atmosphere, which includes sub-units, means sub-topics. These are definition of atmosphere, meaning and definition of climate and weather, composition of atmosphere. These are gases, water vapor, and dust particles. Then we have to study structure of atmosphere. First is on the basis of chemical composition, which includes homosphere and heterosphere. Second is on the basis of physical properties. Here we have to study troposphere, stratosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere. Here there are two parts, ionosphere and exosphere. The second unit is about insolation and temperature, where we have to study meaning and definition of insolation, solar constant and albedo of the earth. Then distribution of insolation, where we have to study factors affecting the distribution of insolation. Then distribution of temperature, vertical distribution and horizontal distribution. Third unit is about atmospheric pressure and winds. Here the sub units are formation of pressure belts, shifting of pressure belts and their effects. Then winds, factors affecting on winds. There are three parts: pressure gradient, Coriolis force and frictional force. And another subunit for this topic is the classification of winds, where we have to study planetary winds, periodical winds and monsoon winds. The fourth unit of this paper contains humidity and applications of climatology. Definition of humidity, types of humidity are the subunits, and the types of humidity are to be studied: absolute humidity, relative humidity and specific humidity. Then we have to study forms of condensation. There are many forms of condensation. We have to study only fog, dew, frost, clouds, and precipitation. Then forms of precipitation: rain, drizzle, snow, and sleet. Then types of rainfall: convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall, and cyclonic or frontal rainfall. The important topic for this unit is application of climatology in the fields of agriculture, settlement, health, trade, and transport. Now we have to discuss about the first unit of this paper, that is Introduction to Atmosphere. In the study of Introduction to Atmosphere, it is important to know what is the atmosphere on introductory basis. The solid and liquid earth is surrounded by a gaseous sphere several kilometers thick called the atmosphere. The atmosphere is the layer of air that envelops the earth. The atmosphere is highly elastic, compressible, and expandable. It is also mobile. The atmosphere is the layer of air that envelops the earth. This layer extends approximately up to an elevation of thousands of kilometers from the surface of Earth. Thus, man lives in the lowest layer of the atmosphere, which is made up of three components, namely gases, water vapor, and dust particles. It means that these are the composition of atmosphere. This envelope held to the earth by the force of gravity. The atmosphere is highly elastic, compressible, and expandable. The atmosphere is also mobile. Here we have to discuss about the compressible atmosphere, and it is in the form of pressure belts: high pressure, low pressure, expandable. Then it is also mobile. The mobility is found in the form of winds and air currents. The atmosphere has definite weight, and it exerts pressure. Nearly 97% of the atmosphere lies within height of 29 kilometers of the Earth's surface. Then the definition of atmosphere: the envelope of colorless, tasteless, and odorless gas which surrounds the Earth has been called as atmosphere. Another definition for atmosphere is the envelope of air which surrounds the Earth, consisting principally a mixture of gases, is called atmosphere. In short, here we can say the atmosphere is mixture of gases. However, the proportion of gases differs from one another. To obtain knowledge regarding the vertical extension of atmosphere is very difficult, because there is no sharp boundary between the air and the extraterrestrial space. The atmosphere is encircling the globe, extending still undefinite outer limit. The extension of atmosphere is about some kilometer, that here we can say 320 kilometer from the surface of the earth. According to some, this extension may be 960 kilometer to 1220 kilometer from the surface of the earth. Many assumptions have been made by many scholars regarding the study of atmosphere. About 400 kilometers from the sea level is regarded as the outer limit to study the purpose. It is held to the Earth's surface by force of gravity. It is having a layer-like arrangement. Man has studied the upper part of the atmosphere with the help of balloons, radio waves, satellites, flights, etc. But the information is still inadequate and not clear. Then the difference between weather and climate. The meaning and definition of weather and climate is like this. Weather refers to the sum total of the atmospheric conditions in terms of temperature, pressure, wind, moisture, cloudiness, precipitation, and visibility of a particular place at any given time. In short, here we can say weather can be defined as the condition of the atmosphere at a certain time or for short period. Then the meaning of climate is like climate represents a composite of day to day weather conditions and of the atmospheric elements within a specific area or a long period of time. It can be defined as climate is defined as the average weather conditions of a place or a region throughout the season. In short, here we can say weather is a temporary state of atmosphere and climate is a permanent state of atmosphere. In this way, uh, on the introductory basis, we have discussed about the atmosphere. Then, what is the atmosphere? In short, here we can say the mixture of gases is the atmosphere. Also, the atmosphere is composed of three elements. These are gases, water vapor, and dust particles. Then, the difference between weather and climate. Here we have discussed like weather is a temporary state of atmosphere and climate is a permanent state of atmosphere at a region. Next will be continued during the next period. Thank you.